Hey Yakumo,
Hi, Leo.
welcome to come back to the Yakumo and Lee conversation. This is a series of talks regarding the idea of being original. The originalizationism is our statement, and for this series, Yakumo is introducing his trip in Japan, and Yakumo is an independent brand in Taiwan, Taichung, specialized in music education and photography. So we can continue sharing this idea. Do you want to remind our audience where are we right now?
Okay, so we're talking about Arashiyama. Arashiyama, it's a stormy mountain. Not really stormy. Yeah, stormy mountain. Yeah, but it's in fact a very comfy place. Um, a lot of tourists, but you still have enough space to walk around
Mhm.
and and yeah, yeah, a comfy place. And I kind of forgot which transportation we took, but to go there, there's also a very uh, one of my favorite way of transportation is called it's like yes, it's like Tomway. Tomway. So the train on the road.
You're talking about the cable car
Cable car, probably. Yeah. No, 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 not really. On on the road,
on
the
the road,
train on the road. Um,
like
yeah,
a tram, a street
tram.
tram. Yeah.
Yes, tram. And there used to be uh, plenty of lines of trams over there, but nowadays you have only kind of three left, and one of them will lead you to Arashiyama, and it's called London. So Lan is Arashi, then is tram.
Mm.
Yeah, I believe we took that, but I didn't keep the. Okay, I got yeah. All right, so let me share my screen again. Okay, can you see my screen?
Mhm.
Okay, so Arashiyama. Okay, so 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 this one is where we stay for a while in the coffee shop um, right out of the train station, and this is you.
I know, I know.
Yeah, this is you. Okay, so we've been yeah this coffee shop.
I think we saw those before. You want to?
Yes,
Um,
yes, I want to have a check. So yeah, so
yeah, German car in Japanese street is.
street, yes. Yeah, this is the main street. I don't know if you remember. This is the main street. Uh, just when you walk out of the train station, you see this, and a lot of stores selling omiyage. This is the main street, but besides main street, you also have this. Yeah, if you walk into the alley.
What do you think about this calligraphy? If you can enlarge it.
Okay, this
Yeah.
I think is. Mm, I was wanting to say that it's quite Japanese, but maybe a little bit. Maybe to say a little bit Japanese would be appropriate, but the whole style is, of course, quite Japanese.
You know the content. The content. There's a Buddhist story background. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh, so well, for the content is like maybe we are talking about the artistic style. Yeah. This is like I don't know. For me, I think this is a little bit like amateur
Oh,
style. Like,
you
you
would
know,
say so.
and
Mm.
I don't see it particularly like Japanese. I
Mm-hmm.
think the well, here you can see people um, do calligraphy like this as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
Um, I just found like in Japan, in general, they use a lot of calligraphy,
yeah,
um, not like printed. You know,
yeah,
the
yeah. Like they like to use that,
they like
in many places, especially on products, the
mhm.
text. They would, yeah, use handwriting rather than printed text.
So what I want to discuss is like, do you think because of that it is
Yes.
more original or not?
Mm, to me, it's not that clear that if it's original or not. But um, from the let's say from the motivation point of view, I think yes, yes. When um, when you are willing to handwriting something rather than just print it out, you're trying to create something from yourself. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I think at least from the motivation point of view, it is.
So one is the form and one is the technique. So when it comes to the form,
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, you have a different style, different kind of, okay,
Yep.
you know, there's a different dynasties represent different
Yes.
style,
Different
uh,
style, different approach,
and
different.
there's a different typography
Yes.
based on well both you know from different languages, from Hanji, from from the English letter, Latin letters. So there are different kind of styles there. Um, so this kind of style is more casual, if you want. It's more like relaxed.
Yeah.
I would guess this is where they have tea, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. You got the
So
word T.
yeah, so maybe they want you to feel like it is very relaxed place. Uh,
Yes.
you can take your time. And
Yes.
second, the technique. So, okay, we are talking about like, for example, you can print it and you
Yeah.
can write it. You can use certain materials. You can
Yes.
use
Or you can even spray it. Yeah.
yeah, you can use the ancient technique to make it, but they choose this way for the combination of the landscape and also the architecture as well.
Mm-hmm.
Altogether, it makes sense. I think it
Yeah.
makes sense putting
Yes.
together. Uh, Although I'm not sure if I will do this way, if I were the owner, yeah.
Yeah.
But I just feel like this is very interesting because here, I would say most of the signs were printed. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. You mean in Taiwan?
in Taiwan, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, I think in most of places I visit, um, for handwriting,
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
real.
It
Yeah,
seems that not so many countries or places people would prefer handwriting over printed text, especially these days.
yeah,
It's, in, it's convenient and it could be as beautiful as you want. Yeah, if you handwriting, you actually risk to be not so beautiful. Uh, yeah, but uh, yeah, this is interesting. I think they have this culture for a very long time, so people might not even aware of that. I think since you can see this everywhere, almost everywhere in Japan, I think they kind of do it unconsciously, or like it could be that uh, everybody do this way, so I would do this way. It could be that.
yeah. But this is also the place where you can see they show certain kind of characters. I mean,
Yes.
last time we talked about, this very conservative
Brush,
format, um, about trying
brush.
to trim everything equally.
Yes.
Uh, but in terms of handwriting calligraphy, it seems like they allow them to do, okay, I can do this. I can, I don't have to, you know, do it perfectly or like, correctly. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. But uh, to my acknowledgement, I think I believe they do many things um in a way that they kind of pursue um, more or less the spiritual performance. So um, yes, you might practice some techniques to do calligraphy, to do to build houses, to shave the bush, but the evaluation will usually um, comes from how spiritual you are. So
Do you think this?
that is a good direction, I think.
Do you think this calligraphy we are we are
Yes,
seeing right now
yes.
is spiritual or not?
Mm, I believe the intention is.
Okay.
I
The content.
think he or she tried to um, must try to show some I don't know. Yes, show some how do you say that?
Comprehension.
Not comprehension. Yeah, yes. Just yeah. I think, as I know, they will evaluate things not only by technique, but also um, if it's if it shows some spiritual meaning or uh, yeah, yeah. I think you see the imperfection. I think the imperfection actually shows the writer, he or she wants to um, shows he is kind of how do you say wild, not so restricted,
Hmm.
kind of kind of like that. Yes.
Yeah, you can see that. Yeah, but normally we see those things like we're talking about the range. Yeah. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
do you have this kind of, because in terms of the spiritual experience,
Mm-hmm.
uh, it is much bigger and smaller than how we experience in a in this physical life. So if we are talking about the format,
Yeah.
uh, there's a reflection based on those. For example, in your dream, if you think about your dream, um, that anything's possible. Yeah, like yeah, even you can you can fly. Yeah, in your dream. Like so.
Yeah, I usually fly.
So
Yes.
there's a different kind of range and different possibilities there. And in terms of uh, applying those experience or those feature into the calligraphy art,
Mm-hmm.
I think that is how we determine if this is spiritual or not. Not only the content. The
Yeah,
content
yeah, yeah.
obviously trying to show that. Yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah. Uh, sure. What's interesting is they also, if it's even when it comes to the spiritual degree you achieve, they kind of probably kind of have some textbook standard like that. So yeah, I think they also kind of imitate something they they watched before. So something some calligraphy that people evaluate as
Yeah,
as a masterpiece. Yes, also they have that kind of standard in mind. So not that um, maybe it's not that really creative, but yeah, since they have this kind of standard, it could be actually some restriction.
yeah. In terms of the technique and the materials, obviously they're trying to preserve certain kind of originality there. It's handmade,
Mm-hmm.
or it is um, raw materials. It is natural, whatever, using the like the rocks here as a
Yeah,
part of the landscape. Um, you can see the intention there. It
yes,
is. I like it. I think this is in general, you can see a lot in Japan.
yeah,
They have this kind of preservation and appreciation of those for many other countries or cities like ancient technique. Like,
yeah, yes, yes,
yeah, and this is not a big tea house. Yeah, it's small. It's kind of
yeah. It's not big, and I didn't enter either. Yeah, but
yeah, or maybe
it
this is
feels
just
good.
a small entrance, but it's a huge behind. Yes.
Uh, yeah. Usually the store you go to in Japan are not very big.
Yeah.
Very big.
Yeah, this is also part of the feature. The small entrance, small windows. Um,
Small entrance and not directly face
mhm.
to the real gate, real door. So
And the
you
high
have to.
fence, the fence, the wall
Yes,
is very high. Uh,
yes,
yeah, so
yes,
those it's interesting. Even I mean, even for these photos, we can probably discuss for more than 1 hour. But
yeah,
there's so many details and so many things can be discussed. Uh,
yes, yes. They are very. Mm, they really care about arrangement and yeah. So how the I think that is also one of the reason why they trim the bush like this because they have uh, to fit certain location or to fit in certain rule in this whole arrangement.
yeah,
But they have yeah I think um, they have at least some some nice effects after all this arrangement.
yeah. I think I mentioned this before. I was in Italy, and
Yes.
I say I was very impressive of the trees,
Yeah.
uh, the landscape. Like I mean, yes, everything fit into each other, uh, but still you feel like they are free.
Mm-hmm.
They're just who
Mm-hmm.
they are. Those trees, huge trees,
They are
along
not
each other.
forced to be that way.
Yeah, you don't.
They just
Maybe,
love to be that way.
yeah, maybe still there's some kind of arrangement a long time ago,
Yeah.
but the result you feel like how. That's why I had this feeling. How can they make it? Like
Yeah.
how did they make it? Like how can this be possible? Um,
Mm-hmm.
Everything seems dancing together, um,
Yeah.
but still like in some kind of harmony. Uh,
Yes.
the artificial
That's
part, the
very
natural
Italian.
part,
Yeah.
you don't have to
That's
force it
yeah.
to be together. Like I think this is something I really maybe in a certain Japanese design they also bring in this concept, but just I found this maybe it can be really difficult in a way. Yeah, I found this a very I found
Yeah,
it fascinating, to see that.
yeah, it's very different, but but uh, based on I don't mean all the Japanese, but based on their culture, uh, what you see in Italy is not very possible to appear in Japan because their approaches are just probably opposite in an opposite way. So you can see that in Japan, their philosophy is to control, right? To control. And what you see in Italy is definitely not by any control, right?
Yeah,
So one is to control everything to be perfect, and another is to yeah, we don't know, but they really appreciate freedom. So
yeah, I think there's a different kind of understanding of how the world should be. And for example, you dip deeper into the plants, for example, to understand what is the feature, what is the character of the plants, what are their needs, and how are they, how there's a different way even to do the planning. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
some people will just trim the stuff to make sure the energy or the nutrition can be centralized in certain place
Yeah, yeah,
instead of just let it grow. Uh, so even for planning, there's a different concept, and I think I think there's some kind of I think it has to do. We probably talked too much today, but it has to do about somehow the world view human beings put themselves into. Like if I were the okay, if I were the top of the world, then everything's like material. Everything is like not important. Yeah, I'm the most important. I don't have to care about other animals, plants. Um, they are supposed to be my accessories. This kind of feeling. Uh,
mm-hmm.
Otherwise, like me, I don't think why I would trim the branch of a tree. Like it's like cutting your arms. Yeah, like you feel like that. Yeah. Um,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
but
it hurts.
but it makes sense from their point of view. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh, so that's I think it has to do with a very fundamental position how human beings put themselves uh, you know yeah but it's a little bit too much. So
yeah,
back
it's
to
fine.
the calligraphy.
Yeah,
So I remember watching this documentary of Yuji Yamamoto. uh,
mm-hmm.
so he was trying to imitate his own signature
Yes,
because his signature is a trademark.
yes,
So every time it has to be exactly the
the
same.
same.
So
Yeah,
it looks like handwriting, but because it has to be, perfect. So he has to do many times.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah,
Remember that
and
too.
this is so interesting. I mean, in a way, it's like someone tried to be free, but eventually he become the prisoner of his
Himself.
himself,
Yeah,
like his freedom. Like,
yeah,
okay, I'm going to do this, and then every time I have to do this. Like this is
yeah, yeah.
and
That that's kind of yeah.
it's
Uh,
really funny because also he's a Japanese, yeah.
yeah,
So you can see how he try to, yeah. For other people might be yeah, it's okay, it's similar,
yeah. 90%
yeah,
similarity is enough, or 80%. Yeah,
you can get
you can
by.
tell that's my signature, and that's enough.
Nobody will care. But he has to do it like 100%, and his assistant was very exhausting. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because it's not hard, it's not easy to brush it, like to erase the previous char. I think he used a charcoal. I cannot remember anyway. Uh,
mm,
but that is uh, yeah, the calligraphy, the typography thing, which I found is interesting because I recently would like to promote more. uh,
yes,
so yeah,
yes. So let's wait for that.
there's a there's a little self direct advertising over there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so interesting. We can, yeah, I think this is good for today, and we can continue this journey next time.
Sure.
Um, Obviously, there's a lot to talk about. So, thank you very much for today's conversation.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, everyone, and please remember to subscribe and share. Anything you can leave your message, and um, I will see you. We'll see you next time.